Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Hebrew Bible, but I use the Christian King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the book of Zion, the prophecy of the Old Testament, or of Israel. And I found contained within it a unique set of instructions that I was qualified to undertake, so I did. And the last thing that I was supposed to do on my list of things to do to become Zion is to publish peace, which is what I'm doing now on this YouTube and social media platform by reading to you from my unpublished manuscripts, Potsmoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. Today I'm reading to you from the 27th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It contains the 24th and final chapter of the prophecy of Israel. It's called In the Last Days, and I'm going to take up where I left off last time. It goes like this. Well, it has an effect. When the body dies, the soul must journey through what we call the afterlife. It is a process that will confuse the ignorant, but that is about to change. Knowledge of the soul's true essence eliminates fear and confusion. Every medium should know this. The effect of death doesn't have to be determined to be detrimental to the soul. The Tibetan Book of the Dead should be on everyone's must-read list, as should all religious doctrines. These books were written to teach us, but our fragmented social structure has kept us from learning more than one aspect of ascension at a time. We must read sacred texts in order to understand the process of life and death. The Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches us that death is but a doorway into another life. The people who die without the knowledge of how death works will suffer confusion. The Tibetan Book of the Dead was written to explain death to both the living and the dead, to eliminate this confusion. This confusion at death will lead to a soul choosing a karmic new life. They will seek out a new body according to their soul's place on its journey. The new life will always reflect the soul's journey. If a soul has bad karma, it will descend lower in life's evolutionary ladder, Jacob's ladder. If it generates good karma, its new life will reflect that. However, an ascending soul will know this, either by reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead, like I did, or they will advance enough to become a medium. Both of these methods will teach the advanced soul what to expect upon death. This knowledge will allow the advancing soul to choose their next life, not according to karma, but according to spiritual evolution. In order for a soul to advance, it must face adversity. Any soul advanced enough to do so will choose a life that will teach it the next aspect of ascension. The life of these souls will get harder, not easier. The knowledge needed to advance the soul required for the soul to learn harder and harder aspects of life, which will require the body to endure hardships and tragedy. The final life of an ascending soul is the hardest life of all. I'm told that this is my final life. In it, I've had to repay karma for all of the negative things that my soul had done since I began the final stages of ascension, when I reached the last stage of mortality lifetimes ago. I decided in my body to ascend. I gave myself to the higher cause. Now I must repay karma for all my sins, since I took that final step to ascension. Once the soul decides to seek a higher form, that soul activates the latent God gene. This genetic marker will always be active in everybody it inhabits. The soul will no longer wander after death, as it is now bound to a single spiritual path. Once this path is taken, there is no karmic means to reduce the effects of negative actions. The soul won't descend back into an animal state that would eliminate bad karma. So its karmic debt is allowed to accumulate. This karmic debt is paid off in the final lifetime. So, karmically speaking, at least some of the poor people I champion are also in their last lifetimes paying off their karmic bill. No doubt some of them are just poor because of their prior karma, no ascension involved. The only one who knows their karmic place is the soul, and it doesn't often give that information to the body. So there's no way to know who is poor and who is karmically poor. The soul is a quantum being. It is the next higher form than the Higgs boson. When a spirit is created, the Higgs triggers an electromagnetic pulse that attracts one of each of the quantum particles. These particles merge into a living being that has two souls. These souls are created even as atoms are by splitting, becoming soulmates, separate quantum souls. Because of their dual nature, soulmates are always entangled. They choose each other. They chase each other from one body to another, each soul taking its own karmic path, but the path will always parallel the others. If I am human, so is my mate. If I create bad karma, so does he. They may have separate forms, but they are still one spirit. Until one of the souls decides to take the step that begins ascension, both souls journey apart, unaware of each other. The first soul to ascend becomes the lead soul. Its karmic choice propels the other souls down the chosen path. It will compel its mate quantumly to follow that same path or a similar one. The journey is set in motion by the merging of the two souls back into the divine true state, that of the spirit. The merging integrates the experiences of both souls. What one has learned, the other now knows also. This quantum gifting of knowledge includes fine motor skills in the body. The two souls become one spirit. Once the merge has taken place, the new souls will integrate their new knowledge over the course of that lifetime. When a final stage of evolution is reached, the mates return to merge again. This dual path spans centuries. Each soul journeys alone until they are both ready to advance. They merge and reintegrate the newer knowledge. In the final lifetime, both souls will pay off karmic debt by going through the testing. This testing is a karmic loop that creates a reality that tests the knowledge of both souls in a joint but separate loop. Each soul is given a task. The lead soul goes through the physical ordeal that pushes it beyond its limits. The mate must endure a view of the other's suffering. Both must endure until both passes the karmic test. Once the tests are over, the souls are allowed to merge completely. This final merging causes a transformation in the greater spirit awakens to its new form. Forever after, the bodies are transformed into the new form of both matter and energy. The body begins to create its own energy source, no longer needing outside energy. Immortality. Ascension doesn't end death. death is still required for lesser souls to evolve. That is what life is all about. When you die, it's because A, you have completed your life's quest, B, you have failed to meet that quest and cannot in this form do so. C, your mate has done either A or B and you must follow them. When life is in balance, we die according to our karma and the karma of our mates. Humanity has disrupted this process. Our modern mythos of life, of the body, no matter the cost, has done great harm to our karmic path. Some souls have lived beyond their karmic good. They have degenerated karmically, while their mates have advanced. In some rare instances, the result has been the disruption of merges. Some souls have been lost halfway through the merging. Those half-merged souls are reborn, both male and female, having the energy of their mate present, but not yet integrated. It takes more than one sex act to complete the merge. Kenny and I had a night of marathon sex in order to complete the merge, which we did. But that was the final merge, before Ascension. Since then, we have been in the testing. When we both complete and pass our test loops, we will come together again to merge. Hopefully, not all at once like last time. It was awesome, but it was in 1979. I know my task. My final act of ascension is to publish this book. It is my task. So I am done the moment you read and or hear this. Now that my task is known and I am willingly fulfilling it, its completion will activate Kenny. He has been bound as an observer and a judge. His final act begins when I complete mine. This is my task. When you're done reading or hearing this, my task will be complete. My loop will be merged into the larger loop of life. I will receive that which my good karma has provided. I will be given everything that I have denied myself during my testing. I will be given that which I wanted. That is, of course, to end all of the suffering of others on this planet. And for myself, a love so beautiful that it makes me forget about all the rape. My life will no longer be a trial of moral character. It will be my reward for services rendered. Once you finish reading this, or seeing it, it will be your turn to decide your fate. Kenny too must choose. I have done my karmic deed. I have given you the truth. I have given you the path of life to ascend, or the path of death and rebirth. My task was to save a third of you. I look forward to meeting more of my children. If you choose to ascend, follow me. This book takes away the rebuke of my people. This society has lost its way. It's not our fault. Circumstances led us astray. But I have struggled and suffered for 41 years to bring you this path of enlightenment that makes priests of hippies. My children will learn of their heritage, and they will learn just how far up the path of ascension their suffering has brought them. You see, my priests have been training their entire lifetimes to become who they now are. All that they require to do their duty in life on earth is to learn all spiritual knowledge of humanity. LOL. This training will serve to clarify for them what they already know and do. However, this study will help them to awaken their spiritual abilities by filling in the gaps of their knowledge. And there I'm going to end for today. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high, you have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophet foretold in the Old Testament prophecy. And I've come to set us all free and create a new nation of us holy hippies. So I'm going to say later now because I never say goodbye.